Thank you for coming on my podcast.
Thank you for inviting me.
It is hard being a judge. Excuse me, get it right. The first time and the last time I'm saying it, it is hard being a judge.
Modele, the last time I saw you, I didn't feel it, right? I remember telling you that, you know why? This is one Whitney song I will kill you for if you didn't get it.
I'm a goat. Greatest of all time, my brother.
I was communicating with you, and you said you just came back from Abuja. How was your trip?
Yeah, it was an eye opener, if you ask me.
Wow, I see.
It was such a lot is going on underground, you know.
I see.
Businesses, people, things moving without, you know, like not thinking about the government or anything. No, the administration hasn't been of any help to a host of people, and people are saying they're doing very well. God forgive me. If you have to post this one in public, it's not my fault.
So as a podcaster, my responsibility is to ask the right question, and just to let you know, you have the right to remain silent on questions you don't want to answer. And
Exactly, the Fifth Amendment.
Right. Okay. Firstly, before we go ahead, I have some followers there in the United States. They've never been to Nigeria. They don't know anybody in Nigeria, and your face might be really new to them, I would say. Although so many of my Nigerian followers, they should be able to recognize you. But who are you? Can you introduce yourself very briefly?
My name is Yinka Davies. I'm a traditional jazz, blues, Afro soul singer. I'm an entertainer. I used to be. I haven't danced in years, but I mean, I was dancing. I'm a stage actor, and then I did something on TV that everybody's been watching now. They've gone round. They've turned it to Yoruba, English, and Hausa. I think English, Yoruba, Hausa, Yoruba, something like that. Yeah, if I'm correct. And it's titled Battleground. And yes, And a lot of people are seeing that, on DSTV, so they believe I'm a very, very serious husband snatcher.
Hmm.
You don't get to walk away from this woman. All this while you treat me like trash?
Yeah. I'm a goat.
Says the pest.
Greatest of all
The
time,
leech
my
who couldn't find her own husband. What the heck is wrong with you? What is going on here?
Nothing. We were just talking about crack cups and pots, right?
Yeah. I'm a
Hello, Siseba. I know you were coming.
my brother.
Interesting. So let's talk about this husband snatching. It's very, let's.
Why should that be the first thing you have to pick on?
You brought it up.
You stare as though you can't see me. I speak, you blink, you can't hear me. You'd laugh, I ask what could be going on. With a sly smile, you switch your TV on. What What are you looking for? What now?
Oh, no.
We're not going to delve too much in that, but I want to, the beautiful thing about social media is that it has made communication so easy. You see, years ago,
I should believe you.
Yeah,
I must believe you.
Right, years ago, the only way you get educated or information is so predicated on how or what people want you to hear. So that is what they publicize in the media or publish in the media. But now, it's just, now if you have an idea, you have something of concern, you can literally just go online and you share it, and the world gets to see it. You see, someone said that we have moved from the time of brick and mortars to click and order. That means now you can even buy from your home, the comfort of your couch. So, quick question. I just want us to address this. When a husband cheats, who should his wife go after? The other person or a husband?
Just the husband.
Okay. So is there any possibility that the man is just how can I put it? The husband is weak to the point where he doesn't have his own discernment of maintaining his own will, so he get gulled or deceived or persuaded by some other woman. Is that possible?
First of all, you don't communicate with a non-entity. You communicate with someone that knows how to understand what is coming out of your mouth. When you discuss something with the other party or your partner and he or she does not respond in a coherent manner, you have to do yourself a favor and take a walk before you get yourself in any kind of mishap. English. Sorry to excuse my French if I have to say something really nasty right here. believe we are where Yoruba would take sorrow igbesi. Is sorrow nigbesi. When you speak, I respond. It is. You call, I say hello, you say hi. It is simple as that. Called communication. When there's no communication, when there's a disconnect, once you can sense it and you can see it a mile away. How can you tell me you are this man and you are the next? You are so weak you can't do so. Who do you think you're fooling? You can't fool a fool. You can't trick a tricker.
So
you can con a con man.
I cook your food and make your room. Even waking up with me is a living hell. And your father love just cast a spell. What gives? What are you looking for? What night must you brew to make me blue?
So, quick question. Someone said that men are polygamous in nature. Is that true?
Crap. Women are polyndry, whatever they call it now. Women are worse off. And yet you guys never get to see it.
Wow.
And so the question is, when she tells you trust me and you still don't trust her, then what are we doing together? Because obviously it's obvious that you don't trust yourself. There's no two ways about it. You don't sweep things under the carpet. What is it? Why should you always be dressing and be exposing some of the bodies? What's your problem? Didn't you see it before you chased it?
Interesting. So
come on.
So
and then someone now comes and you're now my wife. You had better start to cover the head. Who told you?
Oh, must you brood? Must you brood to make me blue? My man, I won't be such a fool too long. Moping all day just thinking about ya. My man, what could be the cause of you staring into space while I'm standing there? What What are you looking for? What now?
Didn't you see the head glowing in the wind, and you are attracted by that, and then you want her to now be covering head because you're jealous that somebody else is going to be looking at her, and then you now resort to beating before you even raise the finger. You better think twice where you stand.
Can we find a common ground?
So let me ask you this question. Those Muslims that cover their heads, from head to toe, do you think they do that because of their fear to go to hell or because of the love for their husband?
You want to go that far?
No, we're not going far. Today we're just touching the surface, all right? But I just wanted to ask you that real quick, because
you have raised a very delicate question.
Yeah, I was on a conversation with someone.
The children.
Okay.
Everyone born in that house, they've grown to be like that. Whatever it is you are accustomed to, that is who you are. You can choose to want to change when you're grown. You can choose to not even touch anything about yourself. But don't now decide to now say, because you do it, you expect me to be like you. Sorry, I'm not going to be like you.
Okay.
I love scarfing. I love getting my hair loose. I love, wearing my halter necks. I can wear overalls. I can wear boo-boos. It is my decision. But do not tell me you have to decide what I wear. who is in the world?
Okay.
Do you not have the brain to think for yourself? You know, that's about the best I can say about that matter.
Okay. So, I mean, I just wanted to, so we can just know where we are. I mean, we can close this topic, on the same boat, So I just wanted to repeat that question again so that, we can keep the answer very simple, all right? Those Muslims who cover their head to toe, do you think they do that because of their religion, or they do that because of the love of their husband?
That's what I'm saying. I just said it. I said because a lot of them grew up wearing these things. So it's normal for them. That's their lifestyle. That's what they understand. It's what they understand. Their mothers will insist that they cover their hair before they leave the house. Don't you know that? I lived in the north. So it's not for the fear of husband. It's because this is who they are. This is in tradition. They cover their hair from babyhood. We all covered our hair when we were in Kano. So it's normal for them. Do you understand? It is not the husband that will now, they've been covering hair even before the husband came along.
Okay.
It's a tradition. So it's not, so if they now have a liberation or liberty, okay, like somewhere in Tunisia, where the husband and wife can, leave their hair, they can go on the street with, that's Tunisia. But other parts of of the Muslim kingdom, a lot of them are, from their babyhood, they've been covering their hair. It's a normal thing for them.
All right. All right, no problem. These are very trivial conversations. And
these are serious matters you're talking about, if you don't know.
And that is why I wanted to just start the difficult part so we can get done with it and we can go to the easy part of our conversation. Although I think this is a discussion for some other time. I just wanted to also what about the Nigerian Idol? I discovered that you were a judge in the Nigerian Idol. So how's it going?
Well, this particular season I was just a guest, so I was called in twice to just see the it's fun. Being a judge on Nigerian Idol is like wow. You haven't done that in a long time. So going back again, just this particular season, was quite interesting and quite, and the musicians, the singers are beautiful, beautiful. Lovely, lovely, lovely 7th season, yes.
Right.
7th.
Okay, so.
He fills me up. You understand? Give it to me. He gives me love. Go on, sing. Ever, he's all I got.
Just to ask you this real quick. I mean, I believe you've been in front of so many talented people, young people. A lot of people came and they try to display and showcase their skill. What do you think is the? I mean, you can agree with me that talent is not a problem in Nigeria right now because you've obviously seen it.
It's not a what? No.
Okay.
I agree with you.
So what is the biggest problem if we have all this talent and yet we're not getting enough results from those who will claim to be our future leaders? What do you think is the problem?
I'm trying to to answer you in a way that it's easy for all of us to have to be on the same page. The first problem for me, sincerely, is we don't understand what art is about.
Okay.
Biggest problem. We do not care. Each tribe have a different understanding of what art is. One is a certain sets of tribe are more inclined to visuals. Another set are more inclined to entertaining, like, you know, music and all. The other set is more for the drama. Now, the other one, the core north is out of it completely. Only very few. So you're like, you know, in the north, it's like you're riding against the tide. So that's even, that is the toughest of the lot. And should you now have a particular administration in politics or something that don't have a clue what art is about, it will die. If it doesn't die, it is like, it is next to almost dead. And so that's the situation in Nigeria. But right now, because a lot of people have done it, God bless the younger generation, they have, they rode against the tide, they kept on going, disregarding of whatever it is that is sitting on the, you know, that is the, you know, so they are not anti-government, don't get me wrong. Me, it's amazing. I love their drive. I wish I have their drive. I won't be where I'm at right now.
If you call Afrobeat, I would not say Afrobeat is Nigeria. I would say Afrobeat is personal to the man that created it. His name is Fela Anikulapo Kuti, and that is all. And that is his sound. He informed it. He didn't give it to Nigeria. It is his own. So come on, let's respect him for what he's done.
So, I also discovered that you are a live music band, and you know you've been singing. For how long have you been, you know, singing?
Excuse me, sir?
For how long have you been singing? I discovered you're a music band. How long have you been singing?
Ooh, okay. I think the singing part started in 1990. But the singing part for singing from theater, because I was in, you know, at the National Theater in 1986, 87, 88, 89. I was in dancing, you know, when you dance, contemporary dances, you have folk songs, etc., etc. That, you know, so yes, I did contemporary dances, but I've been singing all that time. But like professional singing started in 1990.
Okay.
Too.
Beautiful. So, what does that have to do with the price of fish?
Wow, that's a long time.
Yeah.
Some people were still a baby then. At 1992, some people were okay. So I looked at statistics of the statistics of my followers. Most of my followers are within 23 to 32. Most of my followers. And if you sang,
wow,
yeah. So if you sang at 1992, that means that's almost like 29 years. That means most of my followers were still kids.
Yeah.
One would ask, in a lot of ways, she reminds me of the characteristics of some of the female athletes I have met in Nigerian sports who have achieved success in this environment. It is not easy for a woman to succeed.
Wow. Tell me, what was looking at all the way you've come. You say, I interviewed, there's this actor I interviewed, Chidobe Lawrence, is an actor, and he said he paid his dues as an actor. Would you also say that you've paid your dues?
Through my understanding of my mother, I can see a little of her in several of them. Ask Nigerian officials and they will tell you about the stubborn streak, the independent-mindedness, the determination, the fighting spirit, the adventurism, and the single-mindedness of most of the Nigerian successful female athletes. They are hard!
I don't understand the word dues.
Like, do you think you've done your share in the creative industry? And do you think you...
Yeah, I understand that, but it's not something you say, oh, I've paid my dues, I can go and sit down. Who told you that?
The Nigerian woman is once again going to Sydney on a rescue mission for the Nigerian sports. Our hope for medals once again lies with the women. So, let me pay them a special tribute.
Who told you that?
Okay.
You get a chance to play a part, just play it. I know, yes, it may sound like, okay, you've done a lot of work, you should just go and chill. Yeah, right, chill. But when you chill, get up and get doing. That's all. I don't know about paying dues. I know about continuing my journey.
Let me do so by telling you a little bit about my mother.
So, in your career as a live band musician, what have you benefited?
What have I benefited? Well, is it the benefit of it? Or the need to... I don't see any... the benefit is as regarding what exactly? Because I don't know what you mean by benefit.
My mom is a tough woman. To understand her and to deal with her, one needs proper grounding in local psychology.
Okay, there are so
there
are so many ways we can benefit from whatever we're doing or any endeavor we put it in. I've been able to sit down with at least 60 people and we've talked about life, and we shared experience and things like that. And like honesty on looking at, it's been over 25 years you've been in the industry. What have you, let's just put it this way, what have you gained?
She's just a difficult and contrary person. With her, what you see is mild compared to what you get. She is cool until you cross her path, and she opens her mouth to talk. She is sharp, acerbic, and full of venomous truth. Throughout my childhood days in Jos, we had a daily running battle. It was a common sight to see her chasing me down the street with a cane in her hand, screaming at the top of her voice and daring anyone to interfere. No one, I repeat, no one ever did.
What is the gain of becoming a live band musician? What will you benefit from it?
For me, regarding the band, I gained expression to the sound that's been in my head for years. I find so much satisfaction. Expression. And then giving people love like they're giving to me now. My benefits are, for me, that I can put a smile on your face. I have benefited the world.
Everything could always be better done. That seemed to be her motto. Every day of my childhood, we quarreled. Admittedly, I was such a stubborn boy. But she was just an impossible person to please too. She had no education, but she wanted me to. Impossible! Sleep! In school! Football! Oh, how she hated it with a passion because it would not allow me to read my books.
Yes, the monies will come, the monies will show up, the monies will eventually have no choice but to come and take roost in my barn. In the meantime, every chance I get to send love out and get love back, I'm benefiting. If that is what you think, or that's what you mean, I enjoy my craft. I didn't think it was a craft. I thought it was just a hobby. I'd rather be a farmer. Man, there's nothing in this world. Hearing birds chirp, hearing the leaves, wave and say hello in the morning. Just hear the wind howl. It's amazing. These are treasures. You can't buy that. So what is benefit? The benefit is I am seeing you looking great. That's my benefit. I'm seeing you listening to sound and enjoying and totally finding pleasure listening to me give you songs that you've never heard in your life and you're able to relate to it. Wow. You've given me $1 billion right there.
One could listen to her out talk and out shout anyone in the market without repeating one word twice in her own special language, a concocted mix of bad Hausa, heavily accented Egba Yoruba, and her own special version of the pidgin English, which is restricted to a few words that she has refused to pronounce correctly in all the years I have known her. She is so stubborn that once you correct her pronunciation of a word, she will stick to the wrongly pronounced version for the rest of her life. How dare you?
Just by saying, yes, I like that style. I don't know how else to benefit, but just that's one thing I can tell you. I've had so much pleasure seeing people get pleasure.
That's why, to this day, she still pronounces rubbish, rubbish, Charlton, charity, and so on. I once asked my father, a quiet gentleman to the core, how he could have married and coped with such a tough, difficult, and hard-to-please woman, and how between them he managed to make her pregnant 6 times. You get what I mean? That is a feat even my father finds difficult to explain. Every time he tried to say anything, my mom would appear from nowhere and remind him that she would never have married him but for his brother, my late uncle, who married her for him. Else, how could she have opened her eyes and married a man who was so poor and so gentle the world could go on forever without knowing he ever existed? My daddy would immediately retire from the fight. Oh, how he loved to tease her, and then retire to his cocoon and watch her turn the place upside down without responding. That's the only way to deal with my mom. Let her win and the world can revolve and rotate